Hello, potential listeners. It is exactly 5 years after the nuclear war between what was the United States and what was North Korea. Due to it being the anniversary, I conclude you're all in your shelters having a moment of silence. And if not, and you're outside, take cover and do not approach anyone offering help. They only lie and do not have solutions to your problems. They create more problems than human minds can comprehend. If the figures leave you alone, I'd suggest returning to your shelter immediately, ignoring all screams and, most importantly, ignoring all lights. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust any figure, except, of course, if you happen to run into a slightly taller than average human. Let's say, 10 feet tall. Approach them silently and do not scream, no matter how much it burns. They are your savior, a gift. Good luck. Anyways, here on my little island, things are perfect. The humans and I that inhabit the island are doing fantastic. Being the only current land that wasn't affected by the blast radius, vegetations and crops are still going well. Our native animals aren't mutated, nor are plants. Something many of you out there must deal with. Nuclear chemicals really are something else, aren't they? It must really suck. Recently, many of my colleagues have reported a black mass to the north of my island. Like someone has pulled the void in and obstructed our beautiful view of the smog and green tint of the sky that is rarely visible. So, if this mass continues to spread, I'm sure there will be nothing to miss. I sound arrogant, anyways. Have you guys ever truly thought of where our standpoint is? We're on a big rock, in a void, spinning faster than we can believe. There's so much bigger out there. We're incompetent, yes? We act like the nuclear war and the ruins of the Earth are the end. Please. The end of us isn't the end. In fact, maybe the mutated creatures will start an amazing ecosystem here, like giant pugs and two-headed golden retrievers. Who wouldn't love that? Maybe if us humans died off, Earth would take a better form, a useful form. Maybe the black mass that has continued to grow wouldn't be here. Maybe the lights that pass over us at night would leave. Maybe, just maybe, the figures wouldn't steal your children. Isn't that a blissful thought? Of course, until you remember, us humans can't be part of it. Which is a damn shame if I do say so myself. I mean, come on. Giant pugs, land sharks, those are the kind of things that would remind you of your childhood before all this happens, when you were in unknowing bliss, doodling random creatures you thought would never exist. Alas, you're never going to be given another chance to experience bliss or a childhood. That thought may anger some of you. It may cause some of you to break down where you stand. Those were blissful times, weren't they? Electing an idiotic president, not listening to scientists about global warming. Most importantly, not taking the warning signs of the nuclear war seriously. This is a perfect example of why ignorance isn't bliss. What if we hadn't ignored these things? Would things be different? Would we all still be happy? Well, probably not, but it's an awful thought to put in your mind, which is what I'm here for, listeners. I'm sure this radio broadcast is adding some entertainment to your life. I'm amazing. You already love my radio show, well, news. I'm not sure what you would consider this, though. You'll keep watching anyway, because the future information I have you will be detrimental to your survival. You are going to absolutely love hearing my voice every day, with no actual choice. because we all only have access to one radio station, of which I have taken over. So, an update on the Black Mass. It appears to be a huge cloud of ash. The cause, whether a volcano or a tornado filled up with the ash of what was Korea, is still in question. My advice? If you see black snow, don't go indoors. Play in it. Just to see what happens, for scientific reasons, of course. Take one for the team, jump in it, and if you die, then people around you will know to go indoors. That's what being a good citizen of a post-apocalyptic society would do. I mean, don't you want to support your community? Even if your community is very small, non-existent, or only consists of the figures you see at the corner of your eye. It's nice to be helpful. Alright, listeners, I think I may have to wrap this broadcast up here. Though before I do, I'd like to say that I'm not sure if I'm late to the party, but apparently there are these things called sporks. They're a spoon-fork hybrid thing. It's truly amazing. Today has been fun. Non-scripted talking with just me and you lovely people out there. Though, I can't hear your responses. A conclusion on today's broadcast. Today I conclude you stayed in your shelter for respectful purposes, due to the anniversary of the war. If you did not stay in, I fear for you, and I am worried about what you don't know. I hope you are safe, like me. Next, avoid all figures except for the 10-foot-tall humans. Just above average, mind you. You have already been given instruction on what to do if those are seen. Do not scream. The black cloud ash has, so far, been deemed harmless, and I would play in it if I were you. Again, for scientific purposes and the benefits of your perfectly imperfect community. Good night, listeners, and don't forget to lock up your shelters and put out fires. You wouldn't want to attract anything dangerous, would you?